Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are through day 14. Got a good looking situation going there. I'm really pleased with how it's all turning out. I think it's one of those, like I've been saying, it's one of those things that's labor intensive, but I think it's going to really pay off in the end. If you're new, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just try and have a good time. We're not changing the world, we're just building silly little models and having fun. If you've seen any kits or builds or sets that you'd like me to build or take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube and y'all always provide me with good options. But we are ready to get going again, so let's take the batteries out here and we will commence more building. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we're going to finish up today. I don't need to take that far. It's going to be installing pretty quick. I feel pretty confident. It's still got a bit to go, but I think it's reasonable. I think we're done with all the tiny intricacies that really been slowing me down. Let me pump up my lights a little bit. And get this guy back out. First thing I need to do address. I think a light's going to come through here, so I'm going to put the address a little bit low on this one. Plop it down there. Maybe I would. And then our doors here go on either side, and they're supposed to be they got them showing almost all the way open here, but I'm thinking I got that little ridge there, so I think it'll be good to it's got a little, I don't know if it's going to show on camera, but there's a little recess here that I think the door will be good to. I'm trying to think, we're going to be okay, they didn't texture both sides, so I might want to do, how much room am I going to have here next question. I want to do, I think maybe I do that and just leave it perpendicular on that side and sort of that on that side. Like I say, in the picture it's got it going like all the way over. So I'm not it's that this side's not finished is the hiccup what I'm trying to come to terms with here. Trying to decide how, because I don't want, maybe I may do it this way actually. Go back the other way. Okay, we got, I do got another. Yep. Another base that goes in here from the bottom. I think I'm gonna put this on first so I know where to mount my doors, so I can get that done properly. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna try the hot glue on this. I don't think I've done much with the hot glue on the structure of a few over the. This will just be a little on the edge there. Drop you in. Sort of flush with the bottom there. So we got our step in place. It's nice, and we'll get some glue on the bottom of that to help secure it. So let's do. Okay. I think I need it more open than that. I think I'm going to do I think I'm just going to do straight out. So I think I've got room for that. And that does hide the, like I said, the unfinished side. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to see this reflection. Maybe. Actually, that'll show that one. Ah, crap. So I don't, this doesn't, I'm worried about this being, if I do it like this, then that's going to be in the way of that light, which is the way they've got it. So, but I guess I'll do it the way they got it then. I'll just do that about like so. Okay, so let's stick with the hot glue. Go. Edge there. Let's drop you in. So I think I've got room to get that light in up back here, because we've also got to use the housing. So the same thing here. Yeah, something like that. So this edge. Everything in there. Okay, so that's what we're going to see. So we are going to see the back of that, but maybe it won't be as obvious. I'm not sure. Okay, but now I think we are ready to finally install this last building. Get some strings off of that. One more here. Okay. Like I said, I did a test fit yesterday and it slid right in, so that's good. Got our light going through. Yep. There. Alright. Go in. Like so. That'll be our got a little wobble in it, but that's get some cheapo clamps out. Alright, don't need you. Alright, so a little bit to get some glue on you. Glue. Couple runs back and forth up here. Nice healthy run down the side, I believe. Throw these guys on. We're gonna be okay. 2. Okay. That got us all in there. Down. Got our wire out for our light. Okay. So, I say we got to give that a few minutes, obviously. I think, yeah, I've got some wobble here, so I'll have to do some shimming at some point on the bottom. But that's minor. What I got, let's see, supposed to put our table and both chairs go in, looks like. I want to focus on the wrong stuff. Okay, I think, and our little sign for our restaurant. I'm seeing actually a couple little rocks. A few of those. What else is on here? Okay, and our, so that's our light goes in that one evidently. So let's just snip this off, and we got us a hole for our light to go through. And then let's see. So let's see how. I think I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna. I got pop the light through. Let's go back to about there. We gotta roll this up a few times, fold it and twist it and turn it and squeeze it and bop it. Reference for the 90s kids. That's not going to look great, but that's got it. Yeah, it's sort of. I think I'd rather it had been a more rigid structure. That's just rubber. I'm trying to get it on top of the door there, so it's sort of at the roundness show, but it's not cooperating. Okay. Yeah, there's not enough room for all that stuff going on in there. They should have given us another one of those. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Speaking, not. Okay. So trying to figure out something other than that, like for that, because that's. I think that's just bad placement for that light. That's what I'm going to go with. Yeah. Okay. But, moving on. I think, I'm feeling the hot glue gun tonight, so let's just a couple of these on there. That's there upright. Plop you in there. There it is back there. And table, likewise, just a couple of them on the chair lined up with it. And more chair on the front. Little dining experience going on. Okay. Now, our sign is supposed to go right outside our shop here, like something like that. I think just hitting the one with the back two stand. Oop, a little extra on there. In there. Okay, I got that going. Now just for the rocks, I think I'm going to do, I got it underneath our little menu board here, so I'm just going to 7,000 in there. And sort of spread it around a little bit. Now I'm trying to drop some of these on into that stuff. Sort of. Supposedly put some plants down there, but I think I'm just going to stick with the rocks. Okay. Now that, I think actually that wraps up the interior of our buildings and stuff. So we got our everything in place. Like I say, I think that's all the inside stuff. So I'm going to take you and set you aside because we got some more fun to go. Got our roof is going to work on next. If you stuck around to the end last night, this is what they call for us to do. I'm not doing that, but I think I've got a plan. So we gotta basically those things go in this zone. So I'm probably not going to do 40 of them, but that's the next step. First thing, got to put our window in. So got to cut that down to size. Looks like okay. I got glue on both sides. So let's do the. Actually, make sure this isn't too small already. Okay, I got room to. Okay, so that out of the way. Oh, that just goes on. Alright, we're gonna get plenty of room for full coverage all the way around. Not sticking out over either side, so that's a good. And see if I can get a nice spine bead along the edge here. Doesn't take much glue to hold those things on. So. Pressure on that, should get nice and solid contact. Alright. Now, this is where our little icicle type things are supposed to go in this section here. They're saying 1/2 centimeter up from the back and 4.6, so just all through there. And Where'd my bag go? Those dealios go. Just had them a minute ago. Ah, hidden underneath the rocks. So, let me. Let's see, here's the instructions call for a long one, a blue one, and a clear one. And the blue one goes up against this blue background, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to do the clear one and the two clear ones, and I'm not going to put string in them. I'm just going to try and glue them standing up here as we go along. So this zone, let me get out 5 or 10 of them, see if I can make this even work. Calls for 40, so I might do 25. Let's see, depending on how things go. Alright. Now, I guess it also depends on how even they were cut too, which this one looks okay. Sometimes they're sort of jagged, but I think that should still be okay. Here we go. Let's start off with B7000. Just gonna do 5 good ones right here, just sort of. If we have to, we'll move over to the hot glue, but I think these are lightweight enough for the B7000. Should be good for this. Or not. Nope. Fell over immediately. Hot glue it is. I was being optimistic. Get some paper towel. Okay, so that's going to greatly diminish our. Maybe. Let's see. I'll do. Gonna have strings all over the place on this thing. Come over. Yeah, this is going to be a fun thing to do. Well, seems to be okay. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, okay. Okay, just a matter of getting into a rhythm of it, I think. Seems to be. So far so good. Do one more and I think it'll be. Start on the second line. I think it might work better from this angle. String out of the way there. Alright. That I think it's going to be, yeah, that feels solid enough. I think, yeah, I do think the B7000 will work on the, if they're supposed to put little beads on top of them there. I think those are going to be, I think that's enough. I think these are going to be light enough that I can use the B7000, which will make things much easier. But I won't bore you with doing the rest of these, and I'm going to do, how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12. Is that 12? Yeah, I can do 40 of those. That's not going to be too bad. But I'll do them. I'll speed them up like I did the making the strings. So I will gather that stuff up and, like I say, do those in faster speed, and I'll be right back to talk to you after that. Okay, so I think that worked out pretty good. Let's see, they're got a couple of taller ones, but I think that'll be all right in the end. And they do feel, let's say, pretty secure. I don't think they're going anywhere, and that should be good for bouncing the light off of and into and through, and who's that, all the, ought to be make the pretty go. Let's see here. But I'm going to put some stuff on that too. Cover that up with the glare. But I decided what I'd do, since I didn't use the blue ones on the bases of them, I'm going to alternate the blue and the clear on the tops. That way we should still get a little more, maybe, hopefully it'll add some, pizzazz or whatever you want to call it. Let's see how this is going to work. If I can just do 2 or 3, 4 of them glued. Now let's see if these work. That one off the sides. That's not a good start. Ooh, I know what I need to do. But I'll do it on my second batch. Just planted my thumb into all the other glue. So yeah. Okay. Okay, let me try that again. Let me somewhere here. The last couple of days I've got my needle. Oh, actually, no, the needle will be what I want to use. Ah, there it is. Okay. So actually some glue. Just run my needle through my bead and into the end, and then just drop you straight down. Okay, that's gonna work. Let me try. Just do some more gluing. See if it works on the blue ones too. Oh yeah. Now we're cooking with gas. There it goes, sticking again. Okay, let me try. I think it's working. Probably not. My hands are shaking too much. Okay, just need to go down further maybe. I don't think I glued that one yet. Yeah, maybe I did. Nope, I didn't. Okay, that's the problem with that. Okay. Okay. Let's finish up this row. Right. Knock that one off. Okay. This. Oh, I guess I should have done this a minute ago. Yeah, hands are shaking too much to get this first row done. I believe I'm going to call it quits on that because you're not going to be able to see the rest of them anyway. Okay, one more blue one. Excellent. Okay. So, like I just said, changing plans. I'm going to stop with that one row because I don't think the rest of them would be very visible anyway, and you're still going to get the effect with the light hitting the little tubes there too. Plus you don't have to wait for them to dry. And and what am I working on after that? Oh. It says we're supposed to put little. I've been accumulating little star decorations are supposed to go on the glass. It says on the inside. There's some more of them too. Yeah. Different shapes and sizes and colors of them. Okay, so let's do a few of those too while I've got this plate thing out. Put these guys in there. These are more of those fun static cling things, but most of them came out. Okay, so looks pretty random. Looks like they're wanting to leave sort of a clear above the. I want to concentrate more on the sides and sort of leave the middle blank. It looks like. I'm just going to do some dots around here. Yeah, I think I can't get some stars out of there in place. I'll see that right. It's okay. There they go. Okay. Definitely want to get these big decorated ones in. Randomly put them down. Stick down. Decide what wants to stick more to me or the actual glue or it's. There's only 3 big ones. I guess so. Okay. Okay, one more dot up there, it looks like, so let's grab a. Alright. That's. Could have done better. But that's okay. Nice. There's our. Maybe our icicles or whatever, for the lack of a better term. Okay. Yeah, I may have to break off some of these to get them over the mirror. Just noticing that I may have gone too far back. That shouldn't be an issue. Okay. Now I'm going to give those a few minutes to dry, and I think we're going to be wrapping up tonight. I think we got a little bits here and there to go, but I think we're going to be in good shape. Yeah. Alright, so I'll be right back. Okay, well, I'll let that glue sort of do its thing. I can work on these lights, because our little string that goes behind the mirror that's going to light up our little icicle dealios. We glue them across the top of the mirror. Basically, trying to see, they want us... They want them to come out from the mirror and go down 1 centimeter. So, let's see. A little ruler out here. The first one will be the easy one if I go from this end. So maybe I should start with the hard one, which would be that end. Yeah. Okay, so out. Good. Let's go down 1. Close enough for me. So I'm supposed to go about like, I think something like that. Ooh, I just realized I was supposed to put, I've got our little screened in door goes back here. It's supposed to go in that corner. Never got around to putting it in, I think. Like that. Yeah, it seems to close things up. It matches up perfectly with that mirror, so that's... Yeah, okay. Cool. So let's run a little bead across there. Attach on that. And let's drop you down. Place. That stuff just... Okay. Alright. And this first one sort of goes above that. So it's going to go about like so. So, dab the old hot glue. Easier in there. Stick to me, stick to the wood. Okay. Now, push those lead wires back down a bit. Can I grab them from the bottom maybe? Or did I glue those in place? I think I glued those in. Okay. I thought I did. I can get the tweezers and sort of push them down and behind that mirror. And you back in there. Just a little extra work room here. These other bits. Okay. Now I've got, how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 6 on this string. Oh man. And it'll twist. And I'm going to go maybe sort of ballpark it right in this range. So somewhere about here, I believe. GN. Okay. And all right, nice and solid. Okay, there we go. Next one. I'm just folding it right at the LED. That seems to be about how far down we want to go. And maybe here. I'm just trying to figure out a good distribution of it because it should put off quite a bit of light. It's all said and done. Okay. A little bit thicker because that's wobbling around good, so let me get a little more oomph in the glue on this one, I think. Okay. 2 more to go, and that's that's gonna be about right, yeah. And test fire on them whenever we get them on there. So, okay, yeah. Right. And last but not least, just try to use sort of about right there, I think. All right. Now, battery in here. Just a little off the connection. Yeah, all working. Yeah, that's gonna cast some good light down, and like I said, once we get our, let's find out if I did this right. Let's see. I did not. Got it. Yeah. Okay, just gotta take off like 5 or 6 back here. Actually, I put them I do. Do it the way they said to do it, but it's still. I'm going to be hitting. It's not lining up at all. I went way too far up. I missed poorly on that. Actually, should have done a dry fit. Okay. Those are going to go. Yeah, it still has the effect. Okay. That's yeah. Okay. This guy. Okay, that one broke free. Let's hit you again. So did that other one there down there, I see now. Okay. Let's push these guys down a little bit. Okay. Okay. I think that's still going to work. Yeah, that looks pretty good on the bottom. Okay. I think that solves that discrepancy. Okay, so that was just the dry fit. Now, get our side rails going there and there to make it uniform all the way around the top. And the thick side goes up, it says, which makes sense because that's where this thing goes. Yeah, so we want that on the inside of there. Okay, but we take. Oh, but you. This guy goes underneath. Oh. This goes back here to cover up our nook there. Okay. Looks like. Okay. So we got that. Oh. Now I'm gonna bead up edge here, down the side here. Clamp ready for the side. Back here. here, so you go on. So you on. Use this guy. Hopefully, no, not because it's not. Okay, let's I can just. Yeah, that's gonna line it up on the outside on there. Okay. Ideally, I'd be able to clamp it on both sides, but this works. Yeah. Okay. Now this one, no decoration to go on it. This goes right here. So, same thing, run the bead there and then across there. And make sure it's got a rounded part for there, so it doesn't go. This one matters which way you face it. Okay, then put that right on that seam to get it lined up flush. And same thing over on this end. Pull it to the outside against the outside bumper there. I think this thing should be good and dry. Yeah. All right. Now, review down a little bit. Okay. And we got, let's see, we still got to put up these signs, those signs, and they go over on this wall. I wish they'd told us that before we installed all that other stuff. Can't get the front roof and this front go on. Already done the, yeah, done that. So our front and our roof go on, and then our sides. I've still got to trim off outside. Let's that. So. Looks like, yeah. I normally do this off camera, but we're waiting on glue to dry, so this is our power switch. I did do some modifications on that, so I'm looking forward to showing you that, but we'll get to that momentarily. Like I say, there's our outline for it, so I'll trim that off. Alright, now the other side with the notch out of it. That's going to be the tricky one, I'd say. Little scissors in for that little bend there. This. Scrap out of the way here. And okay, now our switch cover. Okay, now work on that for a second. Said I showed you all the switch I was doing. I was able to actually bore it out and get the where the this maybe upgraded switch will go in. I think it's going to look really nice with that blue on there. But obviously I gotta modify that too. But first thing I think, pick that up, let's get it glued on. It does go on, yeah, pretty well flush with all the edges. Okay. And it says we're supposed to be put more of those tube things around the little triangles here, but I'm not feeling that, so I think I got an alternative plan for that. Smooth around. Although I may just skip it all together now that I'm looking at it, because that's that slick paper, so that's going to make a mess if I try. Yeah, I may just go with that. So that's focus on it. That's what we're supposed to do with it. And that just seems very labor intensive to me for not much payoff. Okay. So you're drawing, you're going to do the... Okay, I'm going to give this stuff, all this glue, a few minutes dry, because we are at the point where it's a matter of just dropping stuff in and slapping those sides on. And of course, finishing up I am going to redo that wiring. I forgot about that. Let me do that right quick. Find my connectors here. Yeah. Battery. Because I was having a loose connection on that on one of these strings, so I think I'd rather have the... Not much slack on that, is there? Okay, let's undo these. And just all the whites go with all the whites. These guys over to one side, maybe. Yeah, okay. And those two are our switch. Okay, yeah. So, gang these guys up. This through. Okay, right through on the other side. May have to go actually one size bigger. All those wires go on. Let's bump up to reds. Over solder joint over our seam, or that, and torch it. All right, good flow on that. Seems good. Okay. Okay, I do get that one extension there. This white one goes into that one. So. So these guys are all together. Put that over it. Bring our solder over our joint. Try and actually hold this one horizontal, maybe. And there's not a lot of wiggle room here with this. Don't want to melt any of the other wires. Or set everything on fire either. one too. So those should be good and solid connections. All right. And just check it. Hang still. Oh, my switch came undone. Well, I hope it's must. That's not good. Oh, the switch did come undone. Yeah. Well, it was working. That's it flashed on for a second. What'd it go? You know, I punched in the battery. Okay, wait a second. It did. Huh. It's not working when the battery's all the way in. That is a new one. But okay, we got it working there. Okay. Okay. So that's done. That's done. I think in that little bit of time, we probably got enough. This is probably dry enough for me to work on it. So, plug you. No, wait a second. I need to do that last because I got to because I got to go in from, got to run it through our front frame there. So yeah, just wanting to play. Okay. Okay. So let's see here. What's next? Okay, I think these should be. I think I can take these guys off now. They should be. Yeah, stable enough. And do the sounds now. Okay. The wind chime one goes right there on the edge of our balcony. So I'm going to go try some super glue on this one. Thankfully this would have been easier to do before we installed all this other stuff. Okay, so you... that. And put you right there. And this guy, so let me got a little fix this on the edge there. I don't know if I can hit it with my clean that off. Let's just go to goes right here. So stabilize. Let's try a little more. Okay, a little better. Okay, on there. Now, this guy, got a roof in place. So just okay, so roof's gonna go on. Okay, there's no runners for it. So we'll have to be clamping it in place. I think yeah, shouldn't be much of an issue. Okay, I'm reaching for the hot glue gun. I'm trying to decide I want to try that. I think I do. Okay, so just a little bit on the back rail. Ease you in. Okay, that does provide enough stiffness there, but then on the fan should have enough flexibility to lift you up. Yeah, run me a little bead around the edges here. Pull it all down. Not staying down over there. Okay. Didn't think that would be the issue. All that seam there, bring it together. Okay. I think it's going to be one of those things that's got to be close enough. Okay. Now, while that's doing that thing, this kind of just goes on the front. Pretty good fit, not perfect, but okay. I mounted the floor a little crooked because it's peeking out there, which is not a surprise. Couple longer clamps out, ready to go. Each side. You go across the top and down across the top here. Now go down the edge along this side. All the way up. Okay. It's lined up. Just a nice gentle clamp on it here, nothing crazy, just enough to hold it in place, let the glue do its thing. Okay. Pop this one up a little bit. Alright, so definitely give that glue 15 or 20 minutes to dry, and basically, oh well, I can do a little bit of work on this switch cover here. I think I'm gonna just kind of few out. Alright. Still. Alright, still doing a good job concealing it. Yeah, I think that'll be alright. Okay. Now, I'm going to give this glue a little bit to dry, and I'll come back and we will wrap this thing up in a matter of seconds, I'm sure. Famous last words. But we're really close now. Okay. I hope that's been long enough, because I'm about to start moving this thing around again. Let's see. They appear to be staying together, so I think that's a good start. Okay, one more scrappage out of the way here. And now, the old phone stand, give me a little elevation here. Now, these guys, I am going, let's see here. Run these through here for the moment. Just give me a little more slack to play with this. And a good twist, getting as solid as I can. There, and wrap you around. Nope. Alright, so you're solid. And it works. Excellent. On and off. Okay. I'll be honest, I wish I had some soldering skills so I could really lock that in. But since I don't, I'm just going to throw some hot glue on top of it. Should do. Still works. Alright. Neo again. I'll let her do her thing there. Okay. That feels pretty good. Alright, now feed all that back through. This guy goes on there. Okay. And hot glue again just to expedite things, I hope. Edges there. In place. Nice. I do like that much better than the switch. And then down here, some guys. I'm just gonna glue that down right there. Rather, you're supposed to put a tray in and install it where you can do it from the front, but I'm gonna do that there. Just because I've had bad luck with those trays before, it just tears everything up when you start messing around with them. Yeah. And I'm gonna roll these guys up. Like so. Maybe less. More like so. Just want to get everybody down. I'm not going to put that. You're supposed to put the cover back on, but I say it's just a headache to get off and on, so I'm not going to do that. Hot glue again. Just run me a couple of beads over that. And maybe some back here. I just want to try and keep things sort of corralled in place. This one will push down better. Okay. That didn't stay. Okay. That's a fiasco. And well, it's still working, you can see. Okay, maybe one more bead of glue right through there. Spread it out and still going on. All right, got everything, let's see, sort of wrangled in place. Lights working. So we got our little shimmery icicles going up there. We probably won't focus that far back on there, but yeah, inside's looking really good. Okay. And I didn't see anything that fell off when I turned it upside down, so that's also encouraging. Alright, so now I think we're down to just adding our outer layers on, and we're going to wrap this thing up. So, don't need hot glue, so I'm going to go ahead and unplug that one while I'm thinking about it, so I don't leave it on all night. This gets to be side number one. Nope, that's not you. This guy on. Okay, so it goes all the way up to the front, because it does hang over the back, you know. So it's, okay, so it's covering the white seam, and it's upside down. Well, that's a little bit wider. See the whole thing. Okay, so stick with the old B7000, just do nice even coverage around the outside edge, I think. That's where you get nothing extravagant, just a little extra. Alright, and right side up, and there. Just place my squeegee now. Probably should right in front of me. I'm probably looking dead at it. But I just do it with my hand. I should have ran some along that white edge, but I think it'll still be alright. I'll do it on the other side. Everything is nice and spread out. Alright. Nice. And still paranoid about those lights. And the back edge. Okay, this one just straight up top to bottom on this one. So. Okay, edge to edge on this one, make sure I get all the way over. Not as much. Alright. Alright. Yeah, something fell off, I just heard it. Oh no, it's just our curtains rattling around. Okay. Nothing actually came off. Okay. Now, it's gotta be the tricky one because it's got the cutout up there. But not too bad. Seems to be pretty close fit. I got a little up over here, but not. You know, for me it's not bad. Okay, make sure I get all the way over the edge with our glue this time. Shave a little bit off that edge there. Alright. There's an extra long video that I should have made into two. I didn't realize how long I'd been going until I just uploaded it while I was letting that glue dry last time. So we're well over that hour-and-a-half mark. But finally finished up this guy. All those out of the way. And like I say, I'm really pleased with how the switch turned out on here. I think that's... Uh-oh, got my... Just saw, I got some... Got some curtains tangled up there. Okay, so yeah, everything else is good. But let's say that's a little icicles up there. I don't know what else to call them but icicles. Look really good. Let me take this down easy. How it works with the really well lit. Nice accents with our street lights here. And our torch lanterns on the ground look really good down there too. Maybe washing out there. Let me bring it back up a little bit for that. Yeah, they look really good. I think this one's a challenge one. But I knew that going in. As soon as I saw the box, I knew that company. They're difficult, but in the end, the results really are nice. There's a certain sense of accomplishment when you actually have to build every little thing. It's with the cute being real life sort of are more, they're more ready to go. It's more assembly than building on those really. I still like those. I still think they look really good and they do some really cool things with what they've got. But this is really, I think this is what I would classify as building a book nook, as far as all the little ins and outs go. Oh yeah, darn! I was supposed to put this. I forgot to put a nut on the back of the switch, but it's not going anywhere. It's in there, just barely big enough. But I've got 5 or 6 of those when I ordered them, so I'm definitely gonna start using these instead of the touch switches, because it's definitely a much more satisfying experience. And you're only gonna have them turned on when you're looking at them. They're not night lights for me anyway. So I think that's a good thing. I have not picked out what I'm doing tomorrow. Definitely going to be a palette cleanser. Going to be a one-day build, I hope. I'm planning on it anyway. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Probably one of those little, I'm thinking I got a few of those little $6, $7 Temu, science project type builds to go. So I'll probably do one of those. But thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share. Do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another. Stay safe. And click on a link. There's the link to subscribe. There's my sort of experimental channel. This here is the playlist for all 15 videos of this build. And that's what YouTube thinks you should be watching. See you tomorrow.